And then in November of 2008, all of that changed completely because I had a profound personal experience. Well, I'll have to point out who I was before. 54-year-old academic neurosurgeon working at Harvard trying to teach neurosurgery, thought I understood something about brain, mind, and consciousness. But like most of us in modern science, I was trained kind of the conventional viewpoints of materialism or physicalism, the notion that only the physical world exists. You know, that's the stuff we can measure, and therefore things like thoughts, beliefs, attitudes have no basis in reality. And then in November of 2008, all of that changed completely because I had a profound personal experience. It came in the form of a severe case of what's known as gram-negative bacterial meningitis. That's the worst kind of meningitis you can have. It was actually meningoencephalitis because my brain was very attacked by this infection. And I spent 1 week in coma. My doctors estimated I started that week with about a 10% chance of survival, but by the end of the week I was down to 2% chance of survival, no chance of recovery. And that's why the doctors recommended taking me off the ventilator, off the antibiotics, and just letting me go. Soon thereafter, I came back to this world, but when I did, my brain appeared wrecked to my family and to my doctors, and I spent 36 hours in and out of a paranoid delusional psychotic nightmare after they'd extubated me, after I emerged from coma. But then things started to level out. And the interesting thing was all I knew when I woke up in that ICU room was where I'd been. That incredible journey that occurred during the week of coma seemed like months or years, was an extraordinary kind of journey. And the interesting thing was it had an atypical feature for near-death experiences, and that is amnesia. I had no memories of Eben Alexander's life, none of my earthly knowledge, no knowledge of humans, this universe. It was an empty slate, and only in the weeks and months after coma did it become clear to me why that empty slate was so crucial for some of the deepest lessons I was to receive from this whole experience.